But first of all, another blow for openness and transparency in public life has been struck following a campaign led by a Cambridgeshire activist. People who want to film and report on council meetings will have new rights, allowing them to do so. The local government secretary, Eric Pickles, has just announced that a new law will be put before Parliament. He had been lobbied by the Cambridge-based journalist who's with me in the studio now, Richard Taylor. Hi, Richard.
Good evening, Chris.
Last time you were in here, you had not exactly stormed, but you tried to film, I think it was a Huntingdonshire District Council meeting.
To the District Council because Eric Pickles had said that that we could just go along to council meetings and film them. He'd given guidance and asked councillors to open their doors to people like me who want to film, tweet, photograph and blog from council meetings.
And when you went there, they obviously hadn't had the message from Mr Pickles because they threw you out.
That's right. So it seems like the Minister, Eric Pickles, now has got fed up with local councillors not considering his guidance and not doing what he wants, and he's decided to go ahead and pass a law.
You've actually had hostility at meetings, and they've prevented you filming.
That's right. Well, not only have I been prevented from filming in some places, but also I've had some very crazy restrictions put on filming. Things like having to tell the chairman in advance. It seems quite a nominal and reasonable thing, but that means you can't sort of spontaneously film when something interesting happens. You can't just take your camera out, your phone out, and take a picture. I've had to keep my camera in one position. I've had to stand away from my camera during the meeting so I can't sort of turn it on and off. And panning and zooming was banned at Cambridge City Council.
And yet, one would think that councillors want more exposure of the good work they do.
Well, I think we do have some good councillors, but unfortunately, even across the country, there were a lot of councillors who weren't prepared to allow people in to photograph and film their meetings. There was an incident just earlier this week in Bournemouth where someone was filming the meeting and they were thrown out. So it does unfortunately seem that Eric Pickles can't leave it to the councillors. He can't sort of go with his localism thing that he's a fan of. And if he wants transparency in local government, he's going to have to go with this law.
Well, you heard Shailesh Vara, the MP for North West Cambridgeshire, and the Courts Minister talking earlier on about this idea of allowing some of the court proceedings, not all of it, but some of it to be shown on television. Are there similarities with what happens in a council meeting? Are there people there or are there things there that shouldn't be seen?
Well, there's certainly similarities in the kind of environment it is when you go in. Like for someone like me, it's a relatively intimidating environment. You've got to sort of follow their rules very carefully, and if you get something wrong, you will be told off. Like when I first found that there was a problem with taking photographs in a council meeting, the sergeant at Mace at Cambridge City Council came bounding up the stairs to the public gallery, dressed in his full regalia to tell me off. And I've had similar experiences when I've been observing court as well. I've had the ushers come up to me and tell me that I've got to turn my mobile phone off, for example, and. So
you can't break the rules. Now, what do you do with the material, Richard?
I put it on. I use it to comment on what's going on. So I put it on YouTube. I put it on my website, and actually sometimes other people use it as well. I filmed a local council meeting in Cambridge last week, and somebody else actually was interested in one of the items, and he transcribed some of what was happening so that he could comment on it. So it helps all sorts of people.
It used to be, of course, that all of these council meetings were covered by local papers, and then in time by local radio, local television, all the rest of it. Less and less of that is happening now. Are you very often alone when you go to these meetings in terms of the media, the Fifth Estate?
Yes, often there's only me there. There's no professional press, although in Cambridge we do have Chris Havigal from the Cambridge News, and he attends an awful lot of council meetings, so we are lucky there. And I actually hope that Eric Pickles' new law will help not just people like me, but it'll help the professional press too, and hopefully they'll go along with their cameras and they'll be able to get more interesting stories from council meetings and audio clips and videos and photographs to accompany them, and we might see more coverage from them as well.
Richard, if people are interested in your work, where can they see some more clips of council meetings?
Well, I've got my website at rtaylor.co.uk, and I tweet at rtayloruk. And
you're listening to Drive Time on BBC Radio Cambridgeshire.
Thank you, Richard. Richard Taylor there. Now